Good morning. Welcome to Morning Maocha. It's a little bit later in the day, but just a little hard getting everything all set and ready today. So, anyways, I am glad that you're here. It's going to take me a minute to post a couple links, try and get some more people in here. But we're drinking a really nice Maocha from La Mana, and La Mana, as far as Maocha goes. Actually, for this autumn Maocha, this is really fantastic stuff. So this is great, really nice material. If the music is too loud, anything like that, let me know. It's gonna take me a sec to get started. Sorry about that, guys. Mornings just seem to got a couple kids and screaming and breakfasts. Things just get a little crazy. Scoffson, what's going on? Tea and music, nice. Thank you. Hope my family's well. Tea looks delicious. This tea is delicious. Yeah, it's the exact same material that is in the autumn, any of the autumn La Mana cakes that we've had. This one here is from 2018. I think we only have 2019 on the site right now. One sec. Let me get a shareable link. Go on to Facebook. Get some people on Facebook to come out here, hopefully. What do you guys... How's your weekend? Anybody? What'd you guys get up to this weekend? We had a snow megalopolis. Ruben K at 8 p.m. here. Nice, perfect, awesome. So you're finishing up your day. Hopefully you found some local people to have tea with over there, Ruben. That was kind of cool. If Ruben mentioned he didn't think he had anybody near him that was drinking tea, so I actually found some customers that were, messaged them and see if it was okay to kind of share and information, and got Ruben in contact with some local people. If anybody is curious if there are tea people in their area, I'd be willing to do the same thing, as long as I messaged everybody privately to make sure it was okay to kind of coordinate via email. It's kind of fun to meet people in your local area that are into tea. Join us for tea this fine Monday morning. Here we go. Get that one posted there. Okay, cool. And let's see. All right, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. One person was interested. Honestly, that was the only person I was able to email at that time. So I had planned to email everybody in the area, but I did not get a chance to. So I'll do that. But that was cool. It was awesome. It's nice to, excuse me, caught a little bit of the sniffles over the weekend. It's not the COVID, promise. Sure. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, good morning, Michelle. I might sneeze, guys. Excuse me. Apologize. Sorry about that. You can't catch anything through the screen, I guarantee you. Promise. Michelle, what's going on? Good morning. We're on the big screen. All right, you guys working this morning? You got the day off, or is Derek working? Oh yeah, he works different shifts, right? You introduced one of your coworkers to pu'er. One bought your Gongfu to go. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. That's super cool. Gongfu to go is a really awesome way to get people started in pu'er tea for sure. Collegiate, got your water boiling now. Hey Glenn, what's going on? Lucy, what's going on? You got on. Good morning. Snow. Oh, so you're in a snow day. So yeah, if you guys are in the Pacific Northwest, everything, we got hit with a massive snowstorm. Now, every time there's a snowstorm in Seattle, there's like 1,000 people online. They're like, "That's not real snow. What are you guys complaining about?" But there was a decent amount of snow, and it snowed for almost 2 days straight. It wasn't too cold, but the snow stuck. But it didn't really turn to ice underneath. So there wasn't a whole lot of sorry about that. There wasn't a whole lot of wasn't too slippery. So I don't think there were a whole lot of accidents and stuff. But not like some of the places, like some of the stuff I was seeing, like out of Oklahoma or Dallas or Fort Worth area. That was crazy. If you're not expecting that, and all of a sudden all the roads are just like pure black ice, that can be really dangerous. And there we go. Let me get another post up. Oh, so you had freezing rain this morning, Lucy. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it hard to get into work. Yeah, if you've got some freezing rain. We, at least up here in Linwood, it's been raining, but it hasn't been freezing. So it's pretty much just been melting all the snow off. I went through all the time and effort yesterday to shovel off the deck, and now it's pretty much mostly just kind of like melting off. But it's probably a good idea. We've got a big deck, and once the snow gets to a certain amount, it gets heavy, like really, really heavy, and especially if it rains on top of that and the snow soaks it up. I mean, it's just a lot of weight on the deck structure, and so I had to do what I needed to do, get out there and get that all taken off. Let me do one last post here, man. Join us for tea. Join us for tea this snowy Monday morning in Seattle. But it's really pretty out. The snow makes for awesome cool snow pictures. And we did try to do some little outdoor tea sessions, some outdoor tea tastings. Let me give this a smell again. My friend Jules, he pops on every now and then. Jules always wants us to do a nice outdoor tea tasting. He wants us to have an outdoor tea tasting and stream it live, and that's just it's just tricky. It's hard to banned forever. You're welcome back. You're not banned anymore. Good morning to you too. It's just a little tricky doing like live streams and getting cameras and computer equipment outside, especially if it's snowing. It just doesn't seem to work out real well. So I apologize to Jules and to anybody else who wanted us to do like a winter outdoor type. Well, the jet boil's fine. Yeah, the jet boil worked great, but it just makes it hard to do streaming stuff. So we actually had tea outside. What's the 2008 Jingmai? What's the scoop? 2008 Jingmai is, I don't know what you mean by what's the scoop on it. 2008 Jingmai is a blend of Jingmai material from. Yeah, banned forever. You gotta change your name. You're no longer banned sometimes. Ruben, the 2008 Jingmai is really nice material. It was it's a mix, Gushu, Shaoshu, so small tree, big tree, old tree, blend of that, and stored in Jingmai since 2008 until we bought it in 2018, 19, something like that. Ultramags, hey. We're talking about the 2008 Jingmai, even though we've got this, we're drinking Autumn Laumana. It's really good tea. It's super, super aromatic. It doesn't work as well when we press it. We did press some into the tea balls, which is kind of nice. But it's good stuff. It's really, really good material. Lots of strong, aged Jingmai aromas, nice honey notes, and dates, some like dried fruits. A lot of really, it's very aromatic. Super good tea. But this morning we are drinking the our 2018. If you guys have bought loose leaf tea from us, this is what we sell it in, these cute little boxes. I had fun putting these boxes together and designing these. They come with a little come foil wrapped with your own little personal chip clip, which you can reuse. This is probably all loud for the microphone. Sorry about that. And this is just about the right size for 100 grams of loose leaf. And the nice thing is this 4 of these fits inside of our default cardboard box. So it's a lot of synergy going on there. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. Oh, so you're having the Dragon Ball sample. It is. It's really good. It's really good. Really good tea. I think it's better as Maocha. The pressed stuff actually takes quite a bit of time before it gets back to that vibrance and essence. But in the tea balls, it was kind of fun. Oh man, this tea is strong. Yeah, I forget that that Laumana punch. You could probably. With a tea like this, you could probably use half the leaf material easily. Oh, it's so nice though. It's really, it's vibrant in the mouth. It just kind of like just grabs onto your tongue and just has a little party in there. Collegia says, you're doing good. Going to back to the tea you had yesterday. Felt like it was good for a while longer. Yeah, that's nice. A lot of times you'll have like a really quality tea and there's just more to it. You can't get through one session. Just save it for the next day easily. 17 grams in the teapot. Wow, that's a decent amount. Jules, there you are. Good morning, Jules. I was telling everybody that you were bugging me over the weekend to do an outdoor live stream, and I would very much have loved to have done something like that. It's just a little too tricky from the technology perspective to get cameras and streaming equipment and stuff out there. But yes, yeah, I wish I could have. I was thinking of you this weekend. All right, there we go, guys. Banned Forever is now David G. All right, good job. I liked Banned Forever. That was a good one. No, this autumn Maocha is really good. It's I don't know if you guys have all had a chance to try it, but La Mana in general is more of a strong, potent tea, and their spring experience in La Mana is just mega strong, super strong stuff. So being able to sample their autumn material while, like not as, powerful as the spring material is kind of welcome in a tea like this, which is super strong. How many of you guys have had a chance to try any of the autumn La Mana experience? I think we've only we pressed a handful of cakes. I think we pressed a handful of cakes. Not too many. I don't think we have cakes on the site, but we may have some of the autumn 2019 left. I think so. I think I saw some on the site that were still left. So, and it's nice. Maocha actually ages quicker than the pressed cakes, so you get like a nice, more of a. You can taste the age experience a little bit quicker. Did the tea babies like the snow? Oh yeah, the tea babies love the snow. I mean, to a point, I mean they. It's hard for them to kind of communicate when things are cold, and so you don't really know if like they've got like enough socks on and stuff. So they'll sometimes just get to a point, and then they just kind of like stop and give up, and you realize, okay, well they probably have enough. They probably had enough snow fun, but there was enough snow on the roads and the streets and the sidewalks and everywhere around here that I could put on my snowshoes and go for a walk. Got a little sled, and so I pulled the kids behind me, had a long rope, and kind of just towed the kids around on that. So they sat on that, and they thought that was tons of fun. Of course, getting pulled around in the snow. About a half mile away, we can go to a place where it's just a decent hill, enough of a slope that you can kind of have a little fun, kind of like sledding down it. Jugpan, what's going on? Hey man, it's good to see you on here. Yeah, and so push the kids down, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. Gary was out in the middle, quite far away, we thought. He was safe enough distance away from the sleds, way off to the side. And then I pushed Gemma down, and her sled just kind of like a homing beacon. It goes straight down, and then it just turned, and then it just kept getting closer and closer and closer, and just went straight right into Gary, just knocked him over out in the snowfield. And so then he was crying. That kind of ended the day for Gary. He was not too happy after that. Not too happy. So Jugpan messaged me about some of these the Song Dynasty filters that we got, and this is actually check out how gorgeous this is. This is the one that Jugpan decided he wanted. So I thought I'd give you a nice, cool close-up video of that one. This is a really cool one. I like it. It's got some really good drips in there. It's kind of got a nice little piece going on there. And one of the really cool things about this one, I'll mention it to all you guys, because I know we've talked a little bit about these in the chat before. Glazes, when glazes become liquid, and liquid pools into the center based on gravity. So you can see where the center of this hole is clearly. But then if you notice, like the actual center for where the glaze stops is off to the side over here, right? So the glaze did not pool into the center of where this was. So that means that when this was in a kiln, it was likely at about a 15 degree incline. So it was actually fired on an incline, exactly like if it had been in a traditional dragon kiln. Traditional dragon kilns actually climb up the side of a mountain. They have a slope on it, and so the ground is sloped as well. So you could actually imagine that this was on its edge in a kiln, which made the glaze pool off center with the bottom of the cup. So that's a little interesting, cool tidbit about that one. So yeah, jug pan. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous little piece. Yeah, Sculpson, they are really cool. Sarah Durling, hello. Who ships to the UK, China or Seattle? We both can. It's probably cheaper to ship to the UK from China, but it'll take longer. International shipping via USPS from Seattle is usually like what, $20 a box or something like that. It gets can get a little pricey. Jug pan, yeah, it does. It has a really, really gorgeous glaze on it. David is drinking Intrigue right now. Oh, it's an awesome tea. It's really, really nice. Yeah, we had it last week with on the stream with Del Tamburini from the Vancouver Tea Festival. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out the Del stream, make sure you do that. He's pretty cool. Does a lot with his company mixing booze and tea, which is pretty cool. And then works to manage the Vancouver Tea Society and the Vancouver Tea Festival. Excuse me. This week, I mistakenly said on the stream that it was going to be Old Man Poe, Tea Monk Poe, but I was wrong. It's Oolong Drunk. Oolong Drunk is a tea blogger, and he's going to be on the stream this week. And then Tea Monk Poe is next week, so I was completely wrong. Where do you find the old live sessions? If you just go to our YouTube channel, let me see how you actually get to there. YouTube.com/Crimson Lotus Tea. And let's see. Yeah, you should just be able to click on videos, or click on videos and sort by yeah, they're all just right there. If you just click on videos, you can also click on playlists. And playlists can sort by, I've got things organized into like between two teapots. There's a playlist for it between two teapots. So yeah, you should be able just to snag them from our YouTube channel. Jules drinking Holy Flame this morning. Good choice. Sculpson, your cake was interesting. Trying to remember out the ones you guys made together. What do you, I missed that. I'm not sure. I forgot what that was. Do you have one of the cakes? I missed what you're talking about. Oh, you had the money, you could buy a tongue of Laumana. Yeah, tongue of Laumana for aging. Like this would be crazy good stuff in 20 years or so. It's probably going to be super potent. It's really enjoyable as a Maocha. Potent, really potent. Oh, Oolong Drunk, right? Sorry, yes. Yeah, Oolong Drunk and I. Yeah, he kind of came to me with an idea that he had for a tea cake that he wanted to put together, and I liked the idea, so we kind of ran with it. A little bit pricier than we would normally market a cake at, at like $100, but it was a pretty good material. It's actually really good material. It was a honeymoon, and then Evil Ducky on Instagram worked on the art, kind of how I kind of let Oolong Drunk kind of have some creative freedom on that, and turned out nice. So that's what we will be drinking on the stream. It's good stuff. Sarah Durley, yes, you can order Space Girls from Seattle. We have both of them in stock in Seattle and shipping, and the little combo set as well. The price of these strainers is $160 US, so it's a little pricey, but we've got three of them left. Ultramegs, are you going to sell those strainers? Yes. If so, if you guys are curious, I took pictures of the four that we had. Jugpan liked one. Jugpan bought one. If you send me a PM or something, I can take a picture of the other ones for you. Let's see. Yeah, Oolong Drunk is a lot of fun. Cool modern tea personality. The oolongdrunk.com. I think that's his channel. Let's see. Yeah, this tea is a little bit stronger than I was expecting this morning. It's gonna wake me up super fast. 10-4. Right. Yeah. So did you guys? Jules, how did you manage the Seattle snow? Anybody in the Seattle area? Collegiate. Oh yeah. You could you could message me on Discord. I think I can probably send them to you there, or Instagram, or email. You could just send me an email. Oh yeah, Adriana, I can explain Maocha. Maocha is just the term used to describe loose leaf sheng pu'er. So after it's been picked and processed and sun dried, it's now Maocha. So it's just the name for loose leaf sheng pu'er. Pretty straightforward. That's how we purchase the tea from the tea farmers. I mean, sometimes we pre-purchase a harvest, but oftentimes, we'll go and we'll try out what they have, and they'll have just bags and bags and bags of, hundreds of kilos of Maocha. So that's how we buy it. We buy it loose, and then we take it to a pressing factory, and then they steam it and press it and make it into a cake. And technically, once it's been pressed into a cake, it's no longer Maocha. Maocha is just the term used to describe just loose leaf, non-pressed sheng pu'er tea. It doesn't work for shou pu'er. Shou pu'er, you could say shou Maocha, and everybody understands what you mean, but I guess it technically doesn't describe to Maocha. Jules, you're down in Georgetown. You got about 8 inches of snow. That's decent. That's pretty decent for Georgetown. We probably all told got probably close to 10 or 12 inches. It was a decent amount. Kept piling up, but now that the rains have come, it's just kind of washing it down. Glenn, how about the Mandalorian-inspired cake wrappers for Star Wars fans? We need themed sheng. You need themed sheng. Yeah, I guess the Star Wars-inspired cakes I've done have all been shou pu'er, haven't they? I'll have to think about that. Yeah, the ware is a fun design, but that is also a shou pu'er. It's a very potent shou pu'er. It's good stuff. Did you ever play the snaky game on your kettle? I never remember to figure out how to do it. I don't know. Does this model do the snake game? Some of these kettles have a little Easter egg built in where you can push some different buttons and turn some things and turn it on while you're flipping a button or something. There's actually a little snake game that you can get onto that. Well, they're not Star Wars cakes. I would say they're Star Wars inspired, nerd inspired. I'm super careful not to annoy the Disney legal team. So I like to try and keep my inspirations at a minimum. But yeah, no, we had that's no moon. That's no moon was a fun shou pu'er cake. The ware is quite nice. It's actually it's good design, and I think it's got more than just a tea with like a Star Wars wrapper or something on there. Actually, the ware is a really nice shou pu'er. James from TDB just did a video review of the ware last week. He had some very nice things to say about it, which was pretty cool. With the kettle, just switch the CF on and off to start the game. Is that back here? Yeah, maybe this model doesn't do it. I don't know. I don't see a game on there. Iwu cakes anytime soon. I've got some Tea Student 97. I've got some plans for some Iwu material from a farmer that we've worked with a couple times, and it's all about just kind of coordinating things and hoping that you can get the material. Since we're not actually there this year, we lose out on some, or since we can't get there this year, we lose out on some day of deals where you're talking to somebody or you're actually at their farm and they have some extra material left over and you can try it and it's nice and you can pick it up. So everything that we're purchasing is purchased through existing farmer relationships and teas and materials that we've trusted in the past. And there's a really nice It's a really nice big tree material from the same guy who processed our Iwu goyolin, the nature preserve sheng. He's got some really interesting big tree material that is, I think, pretty good for the price. Iwu material can get really the price on Iwu can go from like here just to like skyrocket like super quickly. So we'll see. Big compliment about the Between Two Teapots with Mark Moeller episode. It was really interesting. The first episode I watched it. You watched it twice in full length. Wow. At 1x, or did you bump it up to 1.5 or 2x to power through it? No, that's a yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun having Mark on. Mark is a super wealth of pottery information. Joseph Burton stopped by to say hi. Hey man, what's going on? Got some an essay. Oh, essay. You gotta get back to work. You had some 2015 sheng this morning. Same guy one as you. Yeah, this is a nice guy one. I don't think we have any more of them on the site, or if we do, I don't know. I can't remember. These kind of called this the nomad guy one. I liked it. Fake wood firing, which is fine. I mean, they were sold it to us as wood fire, but I could clearly tell it wasn't wood fired. But it's a cute little guy one. I love it. Brandon is there a correct way to say shu or sheng? Hear different pronunciations. There's really no way that's right. In China, even the official pronunciation for shou can be shou or shu, so either one is fine. I bet the only way to be perfectly clear about it is actually just writing it in Chinese, the Chinese character. But shucha, shoucha, they're both used interchangeably in China. But as far as sheng, I think sheng rhymes with hung. I think sheng is the best way to do it. Oh, sorry, just watching people letting their dog poop in my snowy yard. Thanks, guys. Oh, they're picking it up. That's pretty funny. Some people. Let's see, what do we got here? Are you ever gonna make something similar to Jade Rabbit? I don't know, man. Jade Rabbit was I just probably not. I can't really ever get like that exact same material again. So Jade Rabbit is Jade Rabbit. You know, that's what happens when you mix, like multiple years to create something. It's not like you can go back to those other years and get more of that material because like they're just gone. Yeah, so Brandon, I hope that helped. I pronounce show or shu, shucha, usually show pu'er is usually how I pronounce it. And then sheng rhymes with hung. La Mana is another one that's a little bit difficult to pronounce. In my ear, I hear them say La Mana, but sometimes when I say La Mana, they don't know what I'm talking about. But that's the closest pronunciation that I can replicate. Laomane, Laomane. It just Lao means old, so it's mana, like old mana village. And there's actually a sheng mana. Sheng means new, so there's new mana and old mana. Sometimes these things happen. You'll have like some village, and you got to remember, like China is a commune. China is a communist country, so they don't often really get a say about where they live. So sometimes the Chinese government will come in and be like, yeah, there's too many people in this village. The village is getting overpopulated. You guys get to start a new village, and then they'll just pick half the people and more or less just kind of like encourage them to move to a different place, and then they'll set up a new village for them. And so that's how you got new mana and old mana. And sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes it does. Sometimes like soil and stuff in the new place isn't as good as the old one. But then most of the people that went over to new mana, they grabbed many of like replanted tea plants and cut them out and brought them over there so they could start like doing tea stuff over there. So you've got new mana and old mana. It's just kind of interesting. You'll see that a lot. I think there's There's a old Lao Banzhang, Xing Banzhang. I think there's a new Banzhang as well. You'll see that a lot. They'll just make new towns, move people around. Drew, good afternoon. Love that Gaiwan. Yeah, this Gaiwan is this is a really nice Gaiwan. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I don't brew with it as much as I do some of the other ones, but it's very nice. Whew, this tea's potent. Even short steeps and short leaf. It's got a lot going on. Yeah, so Scofson, that's my thoughts on the Jade Rabbit. Probably not going to be able to redo it again. It's good tea. Ty always looks forward to these streams. The online classes now, you get to drink tea all day with these morning Maocha in between two teapots. The stocks. Yeah, that's the secret Crimson Lotus Tea plans to get people to drink more tea, so you have to buy more. Yeah, no, that's kind of funny though. Jade Rabbit. Lucy says Jade Rabbit is really special. I appreciate all the work you put into mixing that blend precisely. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that because that blend was really special to me. It was a lot of work to put that one together, and I'm kind of glad that it worked out. What's the hardest Jugpan? What's the hardest tea you tried to make? I'm not sure what you mean by hardest. Like make by blending or make by brewing or something like that. This tea could be considered hard to brew. This tea's potent. This is really strong. As far as blending goes, we put a lot of time and effort into Jade Rabbit. We worked on Jade Rabbit for quite a while, just to try to get the details just right on it. And we pre-sold it as samples, which I thought was kind of fun. So I felt that the blend itself was really important. All the very intricate details of the blend I thought were really special. So I had a really unique experience when we had it exactly at the ratios that I intended in the 100 and 150 ml Gaiwan. So we sent out custom blended 10-gram samples that had like exactly the ratio that I had been working with, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I wanted to make sure that kept going through into the cakes. So we worked until we found a factory that was willing to let us blend at a 200-gram cake, where each cake has exactly the ratio that I had intended for it. And so it was pretty tricky. It was extra work, and they don't. I mean, you have to pay them more, of course. They didn't really want to do the extra work because at that stage, they want to just like grab 200 grams, like steam it, press it, and go. And so if they actually had to sit there and take the time, it just it made their whole process kind of slow down. So they weren't super happy about that. But I think we got it set up pretty good. We had the blending table, set up into different piles. Made everything super clear, like wrote everything in like Chinese, exactly like okay, well, 60 grams of this, 40 grams of this, 20 grams of this, or whatever the exact ratio was, so that they could just like quickly measure it out and mix it and blend it right there and get it steamed. And I think it made a big difference. I think that cake is really special because of that. At least that is the hope. Nice, Brandon. You ordered a cake of Hidden Song. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. This is one of those teas where I probably should have had a little bit of breakfast before I jumped into it. I usually don't need to, but I've got a pretty strong constitution. But this tea is it's getting me. It's working. It's working me over. It's that La Mana strength. It's just crazy how powerful these teas can be. It's usually only teas like La Banzhang and La Mana that really work me over. Had one super strong session with a really old tea from La Banzhang at this one tea shop once, and man, that tea just, you'll never forget that. Just super strong session. didn't help that the guy like took like a guy one like this and just, it was actually a teapot, but just like piled the Maocha up like super high. So it was probably like double or triple the ratio that I would normally go with. They just eyeball everything. Yeah, Jackpot, we've offered some La Banjiang here and there. It's hard to do it. Just because there's so much marketing noise around it has driven the price of La Banjiang up to the point where it's just kind of absurd. And you know, the people that play in the game at that level, you know, those are the big boys in China, and they don't. I don't know. It doesn't always. I don't think the price for what you get matches exactly, as well as like experience per gram that you would get from even someplace like La Mana. Like this autumn La Mana is probably 90% of the experience that you would get from a really expensive old tree La Banjiang. So we had some interesting single tree La Banjiang. Really, really amazing. There's a video of me drinking it and a tea shop in Kunming. It's pretty fun to watch that video. It's good. It's really, really good. But you know, you're getting up into the multiple $2, $3, $4 a gram and stuff like that. It's just you can't get that much of it, and there's just a lot of effort to put into, you know, like verifying that you get what you get, and it's just a lot of extra work. Tea Student 97, your fiance wants to know if I know about pregnancy and tea or where to look for info. She'd probably have to talk to her doctor about that. You know, in China, the people in the tea markets drink tea while they're pregnant all the time, but man, let's say they probably shouldn't. I think Lamu with Gemma didn't, but then she did some with Gary. I mean, she would kind of like sip and taste some of the teas and stuff. So she generally played it a little bit slower with Gary as well. I mean, with both of the kids. Yeah, so I would talk to your doctor, but I think the general rule is that, you know, you don't want to have much caffeine when you're pregnant. Kaliche, if do we do discounts on orders of tongs if they are in the U.S. stock? Yeah, you can message me and we can work something out. I think we've got some tongs available for here. I tried to make things a little bit simpler on the site from the Seattle stock. Just, you know, like just cakes. We don't do samples from Seattle. It's just we just don't have the time to actually sit down and make samples for all the teas. It's just it takes a lot of work. But we've got some decent people in China that work through that for us, so it's easier for us to ship samples from China. Still dreaming about getting that spring 2008 Gushu La Banjiang. Oh yeah, Lucy, you got a chance to try some of that, right? No, that was that La Banjiang single tree, and we've actually tried to get that every year because I know the people, I know the producer, like I know the tree. I actually filmed a whole video series of me like at that tree, like filming the tree. Like it's just a gorgeous tree, and we've never been able to get that material again. It's always even second, third pickings. We've never been able to get that tea again. So it just somebody else already pre-orders the whole thing. So it's like not really much we can do. We've tried to get that material again, but it never works out, and which is kind of sad because that actually was a really amazing tea, and I think that tea actually matched the price that you had to pay for it, which was good to see, because sometimes the generic Lao Banjiang, there's the extra cost that you pay just to have the name on there. Sometimes isn't worth it, but that tea there was so good. There you go, Jules. That's a good idea for a video. Sometimes enjoy learning how to make holy flame the traditional way with yak butter and sugar. Well, the Chinese don't do. The Tibetans don't use sugar. They use salt. I I think the Mongolians add sugar. But check out my videos, Jules. I have a video where Lamu and I go into Tibet and we work with her family, and we talk about their role with yak butter tea. And I actually try to milk a yak. Didn't work out too great, but we actually get to see like how the yaks are milked. We get to see how the milk gets turned into butter and cheese. And then we work with two sides of her family. So one side of her family does the traditional, like they mix it in an old, like a butter churn. Excuse me. And they make it the old way, and the other side of her family does it the modern way with kind of like a blender, in a kitchen. And so you can actually check out that video where we actually show you in detail how to make the yak butter tea, and it's cool. It's very it's fun to see the Tibetan connection to tea in that way. And salt, that's what salt, and then they also add they drink it while they eat finely powdered barley, or sometimes they'll take a bowl with a little bit of barley powder and then they'll pour it into there, kind of mix it up into kind of like a oatmeal thing or something like that. Brendan wants to know what teas I can't do on an empty stomach. I can't do black tea on an empty stomach. Black tea on an empty stomach just wrecks me. But sheng pu'er, pu'er, I can almost always do. This one here's a little bit rough, which is why I'm going a little bit slower with it. The Lamana experience is just so potent. I need to have some food before you drink really astringent shengs. Shengs with spicy food. Yeah. I don't know. I can generally do it pretty good, but this one here's it's working me. Still have that white skull sitting there waiting for you to turn it dark brown. Yeah, I think I do. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this little tea pet that I made. This is a cute one. Working on it. These ones actually turn fairly quickly. Look at that, man. Same clay. Thing looks like it's actually dug out of the ground. I'll figure something out with it, man. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Michelle's the one that actually fired these for us, and Michelle's husband has the only other one made. Yeah, I did a decent job on those. They take a little while to do. Man, Michelle, you shouldn't have moved away. I miss your kiln. miss you guys too. But just teasing. T Student 97 loves Jing My Love. You ordered a cake and it came yesterday. Nice, that's awesome. I'm glad you got a cake of that. It's the 2018, because I think the 2016 has been sold out for a while. And you definitely recommend Dark Depths. Yeah, Dark Depths is gone. It's all gone. It's entirely sold out. So if by magic one of the postal boxes full of Dark Depths makes it to Seattle after it's been stuck who knows where for ever, we'll be able to sell more of it. But I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to make it. Dark Depths is gone. We will try to get more Dark Depths done this year. I think I can replicate the blend enough to get it close enough, but it stresses me out a little bit. Take a tong of honey bomb in 2 or 3 months. Yeah, we do have honey bomb here in Seattle now, so that could work. Jules says salt. Wow, salt. Yeah, it's salt. Salt is salt's what they do. They put salt into it. Salt does some interesting stuff with regards to I think it tones down the bitterness. But yeah, salted yak butter tea. It's the Mongolians that add sugar. It's interesting how they do things like that. Or different cultures treat things differently. But yeah, the Tibetans do salt. Slurps up, dude. What's up, Third Eye Boogie VM? Thanks, man. I'm taking this one a little slow. This one's working me over. This tea's a little bit stronger than my Monday morning was expecting. Altered state in an empty stomach, Lucy. It's not smart. Yeah, don't do altered state in an empty stomach. Altered state in an empty stomach will just destroy you. That'll wreck you. Let's see here. Oh. I'll think about it, Ultramags. It might work. I can figure it out. Ty was incredibly lucky. Only 2 days after you ordered Cake of Dark Depths and had it sold out. Now you're just waiting on the New Year's. Yeah, dude. If you got Dark Depths in the last batch, lucky you, because that's a great tea. Jug Parent wants to know if we offer more red tea, black tea this year. I'm hoping on it. I'm hoping to. Definitely it's in the plans. But we've still got to figure out kind of like marketing around it, some design and stuff. So. A lot of stuff that we're working on. Guys, I'm sorry to do this. Give me a sec. I got to this tea is I need to go eat just a little something for a second. So I do want to come back and have some more tea time with you guys, but I just need to take a quick break, grab a little bit of food so that I can focus on this tea. So just give me a couple minutes. I'm going to click over to the pre-stream thing, but I will be right back. I promise. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Appreciate the patience. Just had to go grab a couple peanut butter balls. Get a little breakfast in me so I can keep going. Man, you know, this tea is note to self. Don't do a Monday morning. Don't do a morning Maocha with this tea before I've had my breakfast. Oh man. Woo! Yeah, no, this tea is strong. I kind of forgot how crazy potent this tea is. This tea just this tea worked me, guys. You guys don't normally get to see me worked over by a tea, but this is a strong tea. Yeah, one of the other interesting teas we've got Stone Lion. Stone Lion is this same garden but it's the Huangpian from spring, and that's also super potent, man. Just Lao Mana. It's just something about that. I think it's almost entirely the terroir that they can take that plant, the exact same varietal, grow it over in Hakkai. Entirely different experience. It's Hakkai is much more gentle, and Hakkai is like, it takes a while to get there, but like as the bird flies, Hakkai is like less than 5 miles away, like super close. Hakkai and maybe even less than maybe just 3, maybe it's like 3 miles as the bird flies. Hakkai and La Mana, so close to each other. It's really really surprising, just what it is in that soil and terroir and that specific microclimate and that environment that makes the La Mana teas just so crazy strong, super strong. Adriana's asking Collegiate about honey bomb. It's called honey bomb. It sounds like honeycomb, honey bomb. Yeah, if I'd like to hear other people's thoughts on it. I enjoy it. We tried to specifically find the varietals that were the absolute like most as far as like honey aroma, and I think honey bomb turned out nice, and honey bomb will just get better, with storage. Those rich honey Jingmai aromas will just increase with time to a certain point after about 10 years or so. Then it kind of between 10 and 20 years, Jingmai doesn't really do Jingmai doesn't really do much after that. It's one of the issues with aging Jingmai teas is about 20 years. That's about all it's gonna do. I've had some really nice Jingmai old tree material from the late 90s, early 2000s. It's incredible stuff. It just doesn't really do much after that. It kind of peaks as far as aging goes. Yeah, Ultramags likes to brew yours. Brews his honey bomb heavy. Honey bomb, you can brew it really heavy. It's got a lot of Huangpian in the blend, and that material is just super forgiving. You can just brew it super strong. Whereas this tea, you brew this tea super strong, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. Yeah, I dare anybody to overleaf this Lao Mana and just start drinking it strong, hot and heavy steeps. It'll wreck you. It'll wreck anybody. Whew. Yeah, Michelle. How's Howard Derek's pens coming along? Has he been making any more? It's kind of fun. Wood turning is it's a pretty fun hobby, especially when you can find like some pretty cool, fun exotic woods, and you can stabilize it with some different colored epoxy rosin and stuff. You can just get some really gorgeous pens and things. Turn really cool stuff. Oolong Owl's husband also does a lot of wood turning as well, so I've had him help me out with a couple projects here and there, which has been kind of fun. Wood turning is a really fun hobby. I like watching people online, videos of people turning wood. It's super cool to see what can be what you can make. Collegiate is about to do a 1-minute steep of the tea that you're having. Nice. You don't know what steep you're on anymore. I don't know what steep I'm on anymore. I'm actually only on probably steep 5 or something with this tea. You can tell I'm steeping it super quick, just a couple second steeps, because this tea is just it's potent. It's kicking me. Scobson's back after having dinner. Thanks for being upfront about the rabbit. I don't remember what I said about the rabbit. Sorry, all I can think about is this tea right now. Jingmai's it's interesting, and this is something that we try to we hope that we're trying to consider with our blends. As we're still in the pu'er scheme of things. New people. I'm still learning about pu'er tea every single year. I myself have only aged a cake in my own storage for 7 or 8 years. So I have a very limited experience on the aging side of things, whereas somebody in China whose whole family and every generation has done it, like they've got a lot of built-in domain knowledge on like what ages well and why and where. But we've gleaned a lot of knowledge from a lot of the people when we're there, and so in some of our blends, I specifically try to. And I think we did it a little bit with Jade Rabbit. Tried to specifically craft something that will offer a different experience as it ages. So you've got something. So some of the material that's in the blend right now is really good to drink now. Some of it is going to like do some interesting like peak aging stuff in like the 10 to 20 year range, and then as that stuff like fades out, maybe some of the other material in there that's known to age better after 20 years or something will come about in that. And so. We've definitely put some of that thought into some of the aging in the blends that we've done, but whether it works or not, we'll see. And see you guys in 20 years when we're doing this in virtual reality or something. Jugpan, consider offering La Mana red tea cakes. No, not really. It doesn't always work well. And generally, it's the purchaser who has to take all the risk. The farmer knows that they can make X amount of money on a really high quality tea like La Mana. They know they can make X dollars per kilo if they make it into sheng. So if they're going to take that same material and they're going to make it into red tea, then they have to get the exact same price from it. So they're going to ask for the exact same. And usually with the risk that it doesn't turn out into something that's worth it, it's just sometimes not worth doing. When we have had those experiences with some of those teas, it's usually things that they've done like from the summer leaf or from the second or third picking, or if like the water, if it was raining too much that week and they couldn't actually process it as sheng pu'er, then you can kind of see them making some interesting red tea offerings. But if we like specifically went out there and tried to tell the farmers like this is what we want you to make, it probably might not turn out the way I wanted to, and it's just a big risk and a big cost. How many grams did I steep? Well, this is like a 120, 130 ml Gaiwan. There's only like 7 grams in there, so it's slightly underleafed, but it's still really potent. really nice looking leaf. Look at that, bam. Yeah, it's good stuff, but it's just potent. It's kicking my butt this morning. There we go. Brandon, has not tried the Princess Moon cake. Very early in my sheng journey, had Hidden Song as a sample when I got my Gongfu to go. Probably need to get a cake of it. Yeah, Hidden Song's nice. Hidden Song's really nice. We've not been able to get out to those farmers' place within the last couple of years. 2018 was the last time that we were out there, I think. No, maybe 2017 because we did Whispering. No, I don't even think we got out there. Maybe 2016 was the last time we got out there. Their material, their processing, they just kind of stopped focusing on quality, the farmers that we were working with. It's a little frustrating to see that. The teas that they've been producing in the last couple of years just haven't been as good. Keep hoping to have the chance to get out there again. It's just it's really far out of most of the area, so either we have to specifically plan to like go there first, and then that would mean we might have to sacrifice not going to someplace else like Kunlushan, which I have much better relationship with. So buying Shan, as much as I like it, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to get out there. It takes a long time. Yeah, Sculp's not going to make something similar because it's not feasible. It's the same with like white teas. Like you can make, I mean, the farmers will literally make whatever you want if you're the one who is going to front the cash and take the tea. But if it doesn't turn out and it's not nice, then you've really wasted the opportunity that tea could have been as sheng pu'er, because it's going to be really good sheng pu'er. I've had a bunch of really high end like white teas and stuff from some of these areas, and I don't know, it just never really. Just doesn't really. As I sit there and I have those teas, the whole time I'm like, man, this would be so much better if it had just been made as sheng. So it just seems kind of like a waste sometimes. And we worked for some like wholesale people that wanted. They're like, hey man, I need you to find me like this, like old tree white tea from this area there, and it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to ever really work. It doesn't seem like it's makes sense to do it. I don't mean to say it's bad, because it can certainly work, but I think there's just more risk. Jules, these ceramic filters. We have a handful of these. These are. I can't remember if I showed you these. If we would have had tea together. So this is a Song Dynasty Genjan, taken from a garbage dump near known kiln sites, broken scraps of shard pottery that have been taken. Edges have been all smoothed out. They drill a hole through it and make it into little filters. I have three of them left. So if you want to send me a message on Instagram, they're 160, so they're not cheap. But I think they're super awesome and a really cool way to kind of integrate some tea history into your session. Lucy recommends Jade Rabbit. Yeah, Jade Rabbit. I don't think you can go wrong with Jade Rabbit. Jade Rabbit is just an absolutely delightful tea. Jugpan, I get you. The bitterness and multi flavors in red tea can work out really well. And I wish that we had nearly every single person that bought the black teas that we sold this year, with the exception of a handful of orders, nearly all got lost in the global pandemic of shipping last year. So I felt really bad. So we had to refund a ton of orders because we ran out of the tea, and we didn't have that much of it to begin with. Just what was left over from Soya's chai. So yeah. So hopefully we can make some fun stuff this year. We may use a similar. I really like the. Well, I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to use the same brick style mold. For those of you that actually got it, did you like the brick, kind of like the chocolate bar with like a snap off the piece and you brew that? I thought it was like super convenient. I was really like the chocolate bar molds, but I don't really know if that's something that other people like as well. Excuse me, sorry guys, my nose is just got a little bit of the sniffles, a little bit of the winter sniffles. Spent too much time outside shoveling the deck yesterday. Yeah, Collegiate. Yeah, you got about $1,000 in teaware. It adds up. It really does. It really does add up. And it's nice. You kind of got to keep working things in rotations. That you don't let any of it feel like it's not getting used anymore. That's why I was happy to bring out this guy one here. Yeah. So like I said, this guy one was sold to us as being wood fired. I'll show you guys a little trick on how you can tell if something is really wood fired or not. So, right. So they've got it set up here. So they've got like a shift in color, which looks exactly like what you would expect from an actual wood fire. Like as if like the we learned in our thing from Mark, if like there's oxidation in one area, that means it's like sucking color out. So like on this side here, it's actually sucking the color out, but maybe the heat was coming in this way and the heat affected this side differently than that. That's definitely an indicator of what wood firing looks like. But so now look at the bottom of this. If this was sitting in a kiln and if it was sitting flat, you're not going to get wood firing coloring underneath here, because this thing here is sitting flat. See how this has this color right here? If this was wood fired, like this whole thing would be like that color because it didn't have the same interaction with like the heat and stuff. So clearly this was actually a glazed to look like that. So they probably had like a spray paint thing, spray painting the glaze this way, spray painting the glaze this way to kind of create like a shift like that. And they did it, and then they cleaned off the bottom so it didn't stick onto the kiln. I'm getting tea juice all over me. So yes, as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, clearly this wasn't actually like wood fired, but it was made really nicely to look like it was wood fired. And I thought these were super beautiful little gaiwan. So we picked some up, but I couldn't sell these as wood fired because clearly they're not. So that was one of the observations that we made. And you can make your own observations if you're looking at teaware and stuff like that. There's some you can actually do sometimes. I don't have a good example of it, but some of the wood-fired stuff that we had, they made out of wood, like little stands, and so it actually stood up off of it, and so some of the smoke and the ash and glaze can kind of like flow through there. So that could actually do it, but that would usually be pretty indicative. You'll actually see like a big design and stuff on there. Collegiate Glenn, another question: if you made Jade Rabbit a show ripe, what do you think it would be like? Oh man, I don't even know. That's a really good question. I don't know how to answer it. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. Making them like Dragon Balls. Dragon Balls, that could work. Sometimes yeah, there could be some interesting Dragon Balls. For whatever reason, Dragon Balls, as cool and convenient as Dragon Balls are, people just don't really want to buy Dragon Balls. The same that they want to buy cakes or something like that. Dragon Balls don't really sell as much, I guess. We end up usually giving them out as like samples and things, and if you get an order, you get like a free one of those. But if somebody's buying you like a 200 gram cake, we don't really find a whole lot of people that are buying like whatever 200 divided by 8, that number of T-balls. So it's just kind of an interesting observation that people are more excited about things in cakes and bricks than they are in T-balls. So I don't know. You guys explain it to me. You like the brick, but brewing is different because it doesn't break apart very well while steeping. Oh, okay, that's an interesting observation. Maybe I should do a video on how we steep them. I can usually get them to open up, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Excuse me. It is nice to not need the tools. All right, where are we getting chat? Yes, Lucy, appreciate the suggestions. There we go. Midas Touch is an amazing sheng for everyone who hasn't tried it. Yeah, Midas Touch is. I think Midas Touch is a lot pricier, so I don't think a lot of people actually tried it. But that high end Jingmai experience is really nice. It's really good stuff. We haven't specifically pressed that as a blend in a couple years. The next level above Midas Touch was actually a special sauce, but I think we only ever did like 15 or 20 of those cakes per year. And that one was also pretty expensive. But if you guys have ever had a chance to try special sauce is good stuff. Sheena J, you tend to like musty thick show but want to dip into sheng more. Can anyone throw a wreck my way? Yeah, if you kind of like musty thick shows, but you want to dip into sheng, see if you can grab one of the 2007 Changtai Tochas. I don't know how many of you guys have tried that. It's fairly new on our site. That one's thick. That one's thick and musty from the aging that it's got. The 2007, and it's like 100 grams for $20. Like you can't beat that. It's a great deal on those little. Jules wants to know, will Road Trip return? I think we have Road Trip on the site. We just don't have it in Seattle. I think Road Trip is on the site. Is Road Trip not on the site? I think we have more Road Trip to sell. Should do a Road Trip Volume 2 or Road Trip B-sides this year. That would be kind of fun. Oh, Andre, I didn't like the tea balls end up looking more expensive. Well, they are more expensive, and there's a reason they're more expensive. It's more work. If when you go to a factory, you're paying people to do work for you, right? You're paying people to take loose leaf and turn it into some product, and the more human interactions per kilo will raise the price. I mean, so if you've got a whole bunch of material and you're pressing it into 1 kilo bricks, that's like 1 human interaction per kilo. It's just like it's done. It's super easy. It costs fairly little. But what is it? How many 8-gram T-balls are in a kilo? 128, something like that. So now you're talking like 128 human interactions per kilo. It makes the price significantly more just in the fact that you have to pay people to actually like roll the T-balls up. It takes a lot more time. Costs a lot more money. 200-gram cakes is a pretty nice amount. They're always pushing. They're like, you got to do 357-gram cake because then that's they're even making they can get more out per kilo. That's only like 2.5 operations per kilo, whereas 200-gram cake is 5 operations per kilo. I don't know. It's just stuff that most people don't really look at or consider until you're actually sitting there in the factory and they're like, all right, so here's a list of what you want to do. And they got this huge like checklist. Okay, this costs this, this costs this, this costs this. It's like, oh, you want them double wrapped? Okay, double wrapped costs this. You want this, you want this, you want that. And then it's just like you start seeing everything adding up and you realize like, okay, well, I already paid, like X amount of money to get like the really higher quality, like Maocha material, and then there's the time that it took, like us to blend it, which also has to be paid into it. And then you see how much they're going to charge to actually wrap it all up, and what you originally intended to sell as a like low or high end budget cake. Now all of a sudden, like the little things are adding up, and you're like, okay, all right, well that's it's getting more expensive than I thought. And it's just kind of hard sometimes. Yeah, balls sometimes don't brew up as evenly. I've gotten enough tricks on how I can, especially in like the Gongfu to go, where I can usually get the ball to open up relatively quickly within one or two steeps. But yeah, you're right. It's all good feedback. I really appreciate that. I do like the whole elemental series. I like kind of having the ability to very relatively cheaply and affordably let people kind of taste a wide range of mountains and areas and terroirs and years and stuff like that. So we'll probably keep going with kind of like the elemental style thing. Because actually, I think that's a lot of fun. You get a lot of Band-Aid taste from your Yangsheng samples. Not really your thing. That's interesting. What do you mean by Band-Aid? I'm trying to think what it would be. What would cause that? What would Band-Aid taste? Is that more like more like medicinal, or is it kind of like the gluey aroma from Band-Aids? Maybe it's a medicinal kind of thing. That's an interesting take. Has anyone else gotten a Band-Aid flavor? Yeah, Ty, they're super difficult to brew in small pots. Yeah, because it's 8 grams, and if you've got, like I've tried brewing them like in, I'll show you this one here. I did manage to shove 1 T-ball into here once, and it just completely filled up, and so like every single steep on it was like 12 drops. You're like, oh, that's really tasty. No, you've got to. If it's an 8-gram one, so you definitely want, like 150 ml pot or 130 or something, somewhere around in that range. Skovson, is that the Tocha that you ordered? I don't know. I don't remember what you ordered. I'm sorry, but if it's the 2007 Changtai Tocha, I mean, we've got the 2003 Changtai Memorial, which is really nice, but it's like twice the price. And I think the 2007 Changtai Tuo is really tasty for the experience, and very it definitely has a thick mustiness to it. It's a very nice aged tea. It's only what is that? It's only 13 years old. That's just relatively young in the pu'erh aging spectrum, but more of a hotter, humid. I think that one was a Zishong Mana stored, if I'm remembering correctly. Could be wrong. I don't know. Glenn, I think I made a video on Dragon Ball. Usually put boiling water for a minute. Yeah, so I've got my method for Dragon Balls is I like to pour a very, very, very slow, sustained boiling water, like right on the ball itself. And then I usually let that sit for like a full minute. Dump it out, discard it, that's the wash. And then I just let the ball sit for like 5 minutes before I actually start steeping with it. And it just kind of like slowly opens up. And then that next steep, just like, again, pour boiling water like directly on the ball, very, very slowly. And it just kind of like works its way out. Do a 30-second steep on that one there. And it's almost completely opened up. Yeah, Khalija got the last road trip from Seattle. We don't have it in Seattle stock, but it is on the site. Thank you for mentioning that. YouTube doesn't do links. Oh, that's probably good. It's probably smart. Yeah, 200 grams is nice. It's not going to be extremely expensive to get a higher end tea. That's what we found. The first year, and we've done a couple 100-gram cakes since then, but the first year we did everything in 100 grams, and that just didn't seem like it was enough to really give like a good long session with it. But 357 grams for like really expensive, $1 per gram material, it can just makes it just super cost prohibitive, and that's just to be really expensive. And it's also hard. A lot of people in the West, Western customers aren't used to the idea of buying big cakes. And you look at like a big cake like that, they're like, dude, I'm gonna be drinking that for the rest of my life or something. And so, but something like 200 grams. 200 grams is a nice price. It's a really nice price. It means that we can sell most of our cakes in like roughly like the $30 to $80 range for most of our material. And you could buy, if you're buying like a $70 cake, like that's something you could be like, hey, that's not too bad, $70 cake. But if you were buying that in 357 gram, the number of people that would actually buy that exact same cake for $140, it's not very many. And we want more people to get cakes, like because cake, you get the cake is the art, and like the cake is the experience. It's like having something that's like aging with you, and you're tasting it, and, taking it and sharing it with friends. It means so much more than just like a little tiny sample of a tea. So we wanted to make like the actual cake experience as affordable and approachable. And I think 200 grams is the really nice window for that. At least for the Western customer. I don't know that we'll ever do 357 gram cakes. It just makes things look so much more expensive. Excuse me. Oh man, I lost track in the chat. This tea's a much nicer experience now that I actually have a little food in my belly. Jules sometimes enjoys an uneven brewing and a large gaiwan. At the start of the tea, it's weak and delicate, and at the very end of the tea, it's a strong liqueur. You get an amazing range of the tea. Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it, and I appreciate it in that respect as well. You can also sometimes have a much longer session with a tea if it doesn't open up super quickly. Like Maocha, boom, like first steeps, like it's ready to go. It's potent, it's a powerhouse. But now it's leveled out, and I might have preferred this if it had been like pressed, so that the first steeps wouldn't have been so like absolutely overpoweringly strong. So it's all about what you make of it. Jules is pretty good about enjoying the experience for what it is. I like that about you, Jules. All right. Yeah, 120 ml teapots. Perfect for the tea balls. So just the right size. Yeah, 357 grams. Is that about a month of drinking for you? Yeah, it could be. Makes sense. Yeah, so that's just some of the thinking that we put in behind from the business side of things. A lot of people made fun of us in the beginning. They're like, dude, why are you making such tiny cakes? And it's like, I don't know. It's just, we also like the first year only bought like 3 kilos worth of material from all the different places that we went to. So if it was 3 kilos worth of material, that's literally just one tong. 2.5 kilos is 7 357 gram cakes. So we would have only been able to make one traditional tong, but we pressed it into 100 grams. We could, from each of the places we went to, we had like 30 100-gram cakes. So that made it so that we had more that we could easily sell to different customers. At least that's how it worked our first year. Collegiate wants 300-gram cakes because he knows it'll last a good while. Yeah, no, 300 plus gram cakes. It's nice, but you know that's when we just you know, you could buy two 200-gram cakes and you're gonna get about the same thing. You know, one to drink now, one for aging. I think it works. Has anyone found a good way to display the art from the cake? You love some of them and hate to display the tea when it's consumed. I think you can just, if you got like a really nice just a simple frame, just from like even, you know, your local whatever stores are in your area, you know, Hobby Lobby or Kmart or whatever. I don't even know what's around. Just, you know, buy like a super cheap, simple glass frame, and you can actually probably just like, you know, like wrap it, fold it up so that I can actually kind of like sit inside of it. I think that could actually work out quite well. Some of our customers will take them and they'll do kind of like some marquetry type stuff, and they'll glue them to like a wooden board. I don't know that it works so well with some of these wrappers because it's so thin. You kind of lose some of the vibrance and the sheen. But yeah, if anybody's actually put any of this stuff on their walls as art, one thing that's kind of fun is if you do it just right, you can kind of make some pretty cool kind of like IKEA rice paper style lamp wrappers with them. I've done that with some of our wrappers in Kunming. I've kind of like wrapped them around some lamp things, and that's kind of fun. It kind of like gives a nice little artsy glow to it. Jugpan, thank you for the thanks for the kind words about the art. Put a lot of effort into that, and so we're starting to ramp up the art/design process for this year's production. So we're going to see what we can get, see what we can do, see what artists we can find. Sheena J wants to clarify the Band-Aid taste is not from Crimson Lotus Teas. Thank you very much. I'm so curious what you mean by Band-Aid taste. I think I know, but I'm not sure. Zach McCaw, is there a Western fusion element to Gongfu practice, and how do you see it? Probably. I certainly take the elements of the Gongfu experience and make it my own. Do things my way. I come from a coffee background, and I brewed coffee almost exactly the same way. I mean, not with, you know, like gaiwans and teapots, but I put the same amount of like time and effort and focus into it. There's interesting conversation about this Marshall N and I had in the Between Two Teapots interview with him, so you might want to check that one out. The practice of Gongfu is really new in China. It's not really a ceremony. It can be done ceremonially, but it is not. It's not intended as a ceremony. It's purely a nuts and bolts, like very practical way to get the most out of the tea. So that's my focus. I want to have as good of a session as I can. I want to get everything I can to make the tea as good as possible, and be very reliable about it. So you know, like I actually weighed the leaf out on a scale. I know exactly how many ml this pot is. I wanted to have that exact ratio. I brew with water at the same temperature. I don't focus as much on the beauty of motion. You know, you see a lot of you know, fancy YouTube videos from, you know, like really high-end tea shops in China where they've got, you know, like, you know, professional, like, you know, tea makers that are doing, you know, like all the, you know, like the beautiful motions and stuff. That's not really my thing. I'm more about just kind of having some practical experience with the tea, but other people really do like to have that experience with it. And when you're watching somebody who's doing it, it can be a really beautiful part of the experience. But my experience with it more is focusing on the tea itself. So that's me. Lucy's going to squat on the CLT website when Black Gold arrives. Black Gold rum barrel is the GT. Yes, we did actually make one batch of Black Gold show pu'er in a rum barrel, and that's going to be awesome. Sculpson, is there a tome equivalent for 1 kilo bricks? No, they don't really wrap up bricks the same way. Bricks are pretty much just wrapped like that. Collegiate says, what's going on? I missed that. Scroll up too fast. Glenn, did you ever see the teacup I ordered that I PM'd you on Discord? I don't remember I don't remember what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Message me again. I'm sorry if I missed that on Discord. Michelle has a bunch of wrappers in frames. Created a collage of them on our wall. There you go. I knew Michelle would have a fun, artsy way to display the tea. That's great. John Huang says Mark sells clay discuses for that purpose. If you want to keep the cake shape. Oh, okay. So he sells like 200 gram size clay discs, and then you can kind of wrap the tea around it. That's actually super cool. That's a pretty cool purpose for that. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about this. Yes, Michelle mentions using Mod Podge. Yeah, that's kind of like the marquetry thing that I was talking about. If you do it right, yes, she said the white part of the paper will turn transparent. So if you have if you've got like a board that you want to do, like paint it like a super bright white beforehand, then use like the Mod Podge to actually glue the piece down onto that. There we go. I'll click show. It blocked your Michelle. It blocked your comment. I just opened it up. Yeah, those are some good ideas. Yeah, you can have some fun with it. It's pretty cool. I've got tons of wrappers left over that I've been trying to find some good things to do with it. Adriana says, damn right. Learn the tea. Gongfu is your favorite. It's just not as convenient for work. The pour type seems to matter a lot if you want to be talked back to from the tea. So depending on what you do. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really like the Gongfu to go for portable reasons, because it takes a little bit of the well, actually it kind of takes all of the motion out of it and just really gets down to the actual nuts and bolts. 10 grams of leaf, 150 ml brewing volume, steeping time. So it takes a lot of it out of it, but it gets down to, for me, that's what the nuts and bolts of Gongfu is. It's about creating a reliable, repeatable session experience so that you can have the same experience from the tea like again and again and again. That's something that I learned in the coffee world. I'd have like one amazing session with coffee, but then the next time it's like, well, like how much water did I use? Like what was the temperature of the water? Like how many beans did I use? The next session wouldn't be as good as like as the other one that I had. And so I'd have a handful of like really amazing coffee experiences and then a handful of really crappy coffee experiences, and it just made me curious. It's like, well, why? What am I doing differently? Like why was this one so good and that one wasn't? And then sort of helped me like focus and narrow down and get my methodology as repeatable as possible so that I could have more a higher number of enjoyable experiences. Will we offer wooden tea trays? Collaboration with the U.S. woodworker. We've made our own tea trays here before. It's something I just don't have time to actually get into doing. I would very much like to, and hopefully this year. I've got some other projects that have been taking up a bunch of our time, and if I can get those finished up in the next month or two, I will probably try to see what I can do about making some of my own tea tables again, which I think will be awesome. The trick comes down to shipping, especially for international stuff. Shipping in the U.S. wouldn't be too hard, but shipping international starts to get crazy. So we probably have to just limit it to U.S. based stuff. But yeah, I've got some fun ideas. I've got a whole bunch of wood in the garage, just sitting there, just waiting, just ready to go. I just have made some really nice ones in the past. I've got the methods and the tooling to do it. Just need some just need some time. It's hard with the kids as well. So once the kids are old enough to kind of help me in the garage, then it's not like I have to be like, hey, allow me to watch the kids while I go work on things in the shop. So, and Gemma's almost there. She's almost big enough to help me out in the shop. Once the weather gets a little bit better, we'll see what I can come up with this year. Be a lot of fun. Make some more, get some more teaware made, some more Crimson Lotus contributions to the Gongfu scene. Guys, I think I'm probably gonna call it here in a minute. We'll steep through this one here. See if you guys have any other final questions. Appreciate you guys all tuning in today. It's a lot of fun. I'm sorry that this session kind of kicked me in the butt. Sorry, I had to pause in the middle there. I appreciate everyone's patience. There you go. Michelle's on Instagram. Winking Cat, guys, check out Winking Cat. Winking Cat's got good stuff. there you go. Michelle says people can DM Winking Cat and see what creative options that she's come up with for. What did I? Oh, I called that. Sorry, I used the wrong term for it. I said marquetry. It's not marquetry. It's decoupage, right? Yeah, that's it. Apparently, I'm not entirely awake yet. Yeah, I don't know. Instagram didn't like that. Instagram, I mean, not Instagram. YouTube blocks things for random reasons. Yeah, one night we were having a midnight tea club, and anytime somebody mentioned the word Alan Rickman, you could mention Rickman, you could mention Alan, but if you mention Alan Rickman together, YouTube was just immediately like blocking it. It was the funniest thing. Speaking of midnight tea club, which I absolutely love, we have not been able to do a midnight tea club in multiple weeks. Just been too busy, and it actually is like it takes a big toll on us. Actually, it turns out like it's just a little hard being up that late drinking, but I definitely enjoyed the midnight tea club and trying to figure out some way that we can integrate something similar again. But I apologize if you guys have been wanting to do the midnight tea club and I haven't been around for it. We'll find some other way to integrate something fun into another stream into the week. Got some ideas for another midweek stream. Brandon has tried making tea trays. Material choice is a challenge. Yes, material choice is a challenge. What wood do you use? I want to use stuff that's locally accessible. So for us, that's generally cedar and maple. There's a lot of maple in the area, a lot of cedar in the area. But secondhand cutting boards are my go-to for bamboo material. Yeah, that can work. A lot of it really comes down to how it is treated for handling boiling water, because that's the real trick, right? You're gonna be pouring boiling water on it for its entire life, and so trying to figure out a way to process the wood in such a way that it doesn't rot. So the water's not sitting on the wood for a long time, it drains very easily, and things. Just a lot of things to consider. Amy is a visual artist. You sent me an email with a link to your work. I think it might look great for wrappers. Oh, did you do that recently? I'll take a look. I will take a look at it. Thank you for letting me know, Amy. If I missed that email, if you sent it recently and I missed it, please send a follow-up email. I'll be more than happy to take a look at it. Jugpan has a beautiful rosewood round table, pretty solid, but you love a portable one. Most of the ones that we made, I made a lot. I made some that were about like this big, which was nice. I actually prefer like a wider table, something that can sit wider, because then I can have multiple things going this way as opposed to deeper ones. But we made some nice little portable ones. I like working with live edge wood, so like I like thick slabs. Something that's like 1.5 inches, 2 inch thick, like a nice big like chunk. Something that's not going to get like bumped around. Something you can take there. And then I prefer the ones that actually drain. I don't like the ones that like store the water inside. It's just never convenient. So the ones that I made usually have like a brass nozzle on the bottom. You can attach it to like a little drain hose and stuff like that. But I made some really nice little portable ones. Gorgeous live edge stuff. It's kind of nice if there's any cracks and stuff in there, because then you get a chance to work on filling it in with some cool epoxy rosin and stuff like that. You can do some cool. You can do a lot of fun little stuff with it. In fact, yeah, the first year I made a bunch of tea tables. I made a bunch of tea knives, and one of the galleries in Seattle actually did a show with all the tea tables and the tea knives and some of our tea art. And so that was a lot of fun to have my work on display in a gallery. It was kind of fun. But that was years ago, and I haven't had a chance to make tea knives or tea tables since then. But hopefully, if I get more time this year, I'd very much like to do it. All right, you guys, let's see. The cedar trays that we did were so gorgeous. Oh yeah, shipping international is just such a, it's so hard. It's just really hard, really hard to ship international for things that are that large. Especially if you want like a decent sized, like tea table. They just get heavy. It's just one of the tough things. And then also sometimes there's some interesting things about depending on what country you get shipped to and what wood you use. And this country doesn't want to let certain woods in. That's why most of the stuff that we have made for us in China is made out of bamboo, because there's no restrictions on bamboo like shipping to the US. But we can't sell hardwood ones from China because there's too many restrictions on wood types. So kind of gotta find out what you can do, find out what works. Interesting how international regulations and things kind of play into it. Skovson, yeah, you made a live edge table with your dad's out of oak and super wide. I like wide. If you guys, I don't have one right here, but the bamboo tea tables that we made, I made them almost 16 by 9, like a nice ratio of kind of like widescreen, just because I liked it wider. I actually specifically made those roughly about the same size as like a large laptop, so that it would actually be able to fit into a I wanted to make sure that it would be able to fit into laptop bags if somebody wanted to make it portable, do a portable session. Made them, like super thin, super light, wide. They actually work really well. And some of you guys have some of our portable, like our black enameled portable tea tables. Those things actually work. They work pretty good. There's nothing like fancy on them, but they're definitely made to get the job done. Jules, natural tea trays from driftwood. Yeah, I've got a handful of interesting driftwood pieces that I have found here. I've just got to figure out how I want to kind of like work it and integrate them into a usable tea surface. I've got some ideas. I just need to build some better holding devices so that I can actually work the draining surface into it. The trick is with a flat slab, it's relatively easy. You can get a flat slab like locked into a machine so that you can kind of like start working out the routed out surface. But if it's like bamboo, if it's not bamboo, but if it's driftwood, like there's no good way to kind of like clamp it down. So I just have to come up with some. I just have to build like a universal holding jig so that I can kind of like clamp in some big pieces of driftwood and start like machining out some surfaces on that. So it could work. I've got some fun pieces of driftwood that I picked up on our travels around the Pacific Northwest. I could play around with, but I haven't had a chance to. Freight forwarding services. Yeah, that's right, Jugman. You use the freight forwarding services. That's an interesting option. That could work. All right, you guys. I appreciate everybody coming in and having some tea with us today. This was a lot of fun. I hope your guys' week is good, and I hope you guys had a fun time this morning. I always appreciate a chance to have some morning tea with everybody. So thank you so much for tuning in and staying and chatting and all the questions and stuff. It just makes it feel like I'm having a fun little tea tasting with everybody. So I appreciate it very much. Thank you guys. Love you all, and I hope you guys have a good week.